pretty blue.
If you like this, check out jamesphotography.co.uk. Check out this YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, as they say in the business.
Jack of diamonds, Jack of diamonds. I know you are.
Starting with you, Kenny. How's this year's Strummercamp been?
Oh, how was this year's Strummercamp? Unfortunately, I didn't make the Friday night, which is a bit disappointing. But Saturday, in the 6 years that I've been coming to Strummercamp, Saturday was the best Saturday that I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. The bands were fantastic. The music was great. There was a really beautiful range, and just fantastic. And what was really nice was the amount of new faces that I came across. I must have spoke to at least 20 people yesterday. Some who had been to other festivals, and this year they didn't like the lineup, and so decided, right, let's try Strummercamp. They've came and they've sort of fell in love with it. They've realised that they've sort of found their tribe, to use the phrase. And it's so far it's been just another beautiful year. But for me, this has been a really, really good one.
And John, how have you been finding Strummercamp this year?
Well, as good as ever, really. I mean, I'm not sure that I can compare one year with another. I mean, I seem to have been to so many now. I wasn't here right at the very beginning, but I think I've been at every Strummercamp since about number 3. There's just something about coming to Strummercamp. It's just a great weekend. I've enjoyed all the bands yesterday and the bands so far today. And I did make it on Friday night. That was also good. Yeah, enjoyed that. As ever, good to meet up with old friends, many of whom I see exactly once a year at Strummercamp.
So what's happened to you in the last 12 months?
Well, I've spent another 12 years living in Kinshasa.
12 years?
12 years. Shall we cut that one and say another 12? It feels like 12 years.
It's still a relief every year coming to Strummercamp.
Oh God, yes. Actually, even if I was working at home, it would still be something I would look forward to. I think it would be very unfair to compare Strummercamp to living and working in one of the less salubrious countries in the world. That would be damning with faint praise. It's way better than that. Even if I was doing a regular job, I would still look forward to Strummercamp, as I do.
Okay, Kenny, have you had an interesting year?
The last 12 months has been, it's been good. It's been very good, actually. Outside of Strummercamp, I've completed my master's degree in December. But then, as always, it almost gets to the point where you're sort of knocking back work because I want to be here. So I'd rather be at Strummercamp than working. Again, I guess, as John said, it's a pleasure to be here and to be back with the Strummercamp family.
I've come prepared this year, guys. I've got questions.
So that makes one of us who's prepared, right?
Yeah, it's always good when there's one.
So, going off your day today and yesterday, do you think you've got some good images in the bag?
Yeah, I think I've got one or two. I got some nice stuff. Certainly last night, it's at 1:30 when I was sort of downloading the images from yesterday. And when I say 1:30, I mean 1:30 in the morning. Downloading the images from last night. I had a quick trawl through. I've got some really nice images, certainly the bands. Some nice shots of Trevor Roots and Buffalo Soldiers. But also what I've been doing is I've continued a project that I started last year, which is doing a series of portraits of, here the bands, but also the people who come to Strummercamp. The punters, if you will, or as I call them, scampers. Because as Joe said, without people, we're nothing. and really the emphasis was to create a series of portraits of the people who come to Strummercamp, old and new. That started last year, and what's been great is I've been able to carry on with that and continue, and again just get some really nice portraits of some really beautiful people having fun, enjoying the weekend. So yeah, it's fantastic in that respect.
And John, I know we spoke earlier at the bar, but do you think you've got anything in the bag?
Well, I've not had a chance to really look properly through the shots I've taken so far. I did just upload a few from Friday night, which just to kind of get people in the mood. But not many people have seen them so far since they've all been here, rather than trawling through Facebook. But I think I did get a few nice photos of the Barstool Preachers last night. They were quite photogenic if they were stood still long enough, which is actually that. I'd say that's probably been more of a problem this year than usual. Yeah, you're always trying to get like a good shot, and you want to get a sense of like motion, but not too much. And when you're shooting in low lights, you're constantly trying to offset shutter speed, aperture, ISO, like what's going to give a shot that's just going to look okay when it's done with. How much blur can you get away with? How grainy can you get away with? But sometimes there just ain't much light to work with, so that makes it quite tricky. And then just trying to frame the pictures as well, when some of these guys won't stand still. You don't want to move them around a bit, but when they're jumping around, that really gets quite hard to. The number of times you get half a body in the shot. Oh damn, that's at least you're not wasting a lot of film these days. One.
That's a real bonus.
Yes, absolute bonus.
John, could you just tell us a favourite piece of kit? It could be anything from a lens to...
Basically carrying the favourite piece of the kit. So this here is the 2470 f2.8 lens, and this is the 7200 f2.8. Both gorgeous, quite often shoot wide open, and hope to God I've got the focus right.
So is that what you prefer? You like wide open?
I've shot quite a lot wide open. Obviously advantages and disadvantages of doing that. If your focus is a bit off, then you've got nothing. But when the focus works, and sometimes it's just quite nice when you get the face in focus and maybe some of the guitar, and then some of it's not quite so in focus. It's quite a nice effect. But then there's other times if you're going to try and get like the whole band in, you need more depth of field, otherwise the drummer's going to be looking a bit sad or a little bit blurry, to say the least.
Okay, Kenny. Have you got a favourite piece of kit? I've noticed you with your flash on a tripod.
Yeah, well, it's really depending on sort of what I'm shooting. I shoot on Nikon gear, always have them. More often than not, I generally use prime lenses, just because they're a little bit faster, and I know exactly where I'm at. However, this year I'm actually using a 2470 2.8 zoom. I'll generally stop down to f4, 5.6. Reason being, I just want that little bit of extra depth, and also I know that it's going to be a little bit sharper as well, edge to edge. The good thing about the Nikon is the dynamic range is pretty broad, so I know I can knock the ISO up, and it's not going to be too bad. And certainly, I use Lightroom for sort of post-production, so I can always sort of draw it back there in terms of the grain. As I said, for the portraits, I use I use a Nikon sort of flash gun on a stand, and just using sort of remote triggers, and then sort of basically expose for the flash and reduce the ambient light. So it looks almost as if your background or the ambient light sort of becomes slightly darker by 1 or 2 stops. But as I said, you expose for the flash, so the emphasis on the subject. In terms of the bands, more often than not, run a bit f4. Certainly during the day, you can sort of keep your ISO sort of down to say 400. You know that you're going to get a reasonable shutter speed. But as the day draws on and it becomes later on in the evening, yeah, the light reduces. So you're having to ramp up your ISO, light on 1600, 2000, 2.5. You know, I'll take it to there. And I know I can draw it back, as I said, in Lightroom. And if it gets really, really bad, you can always convert your images to black and white, because they always look good.
Hides a multitude of sins,
Oh,
doesn't it?
it certainly does.
Yeah.
So what post-production process do you use, John?
I have Lightroom as well. To be honest, I don't do a huge amount of post-production, mainly for lack of time. I would love to spend more time, like play around and tweak things, but it's just not practical for me to do so. So I'll pick those shots which I think this will be really good if, and then I will spend a bit of time on those. Otherwise, if they're okay, I'll sort of run with it. And just occasionally they come out really well, you know, straight out the camera. It does happen. Perhaps not as often as we would like, but it does happen occasionally.
That's always the aim.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say you're documentary photographers because you're not dedicated band photographers, like concert photographers?
Yeah, I would say, I do photograph bands and gigs outside of Strummercamp. But yeah, I think sort of the idea of sort of saying, yeah, documentary photographers is fair. I think for me, the process is always about telling a story, whether that be just in a single image or whether it be, again, like Strummercamp, you're documenting the whole event from sort of, certainly in previous years I've done it sort of start to finish, from the putting up of the tent to the building of the stage to the sound checks to bands arriving, bands leaving, bands playing on stage. So yeah, but I think, yeah, the idea of being a documentary photographer or documenting is key, it's really important. And it's because it tells a story, you know, and people love stories.
I think for me, if I was going to do more of this, I think I would like to take pictures of bands more and do the documentary stuff less. But in my regular work, most of the photography I do there is very much documenting progress of whatever it is the project I'm working on happens to be doing. So whether that is building a maize warehouse in somewhere in Africa, or whether it's looking at sort of agriculture sort of through the year as from planting to the harvest. So that's very much telling a story of progress or occasionally lack of progress. But I do like the dynamism of the bands.
Have you got any tips for someone that would be interested in breaking into band photography?
Don't be a dick. I think the key to it is communication, effective communication, both talking but also listening. Certainly in terms of, I think, music photography, band photography, photograph all the bands, go to the little gigs, go to the Sunday afternoon in the pub gig, because one day you don't know where that band might end up, or you don't know where people in that band might end up. That band may become really successful, that band may disband. But I think what I've noticed over the years is people who love music stay within the industry of music. They may not sing, they may not play guitar, to earn a living, but they may go into promotion, they may go into filmmaking. So it's always good to sort of keep the connections, keep the contact. But be nice, don't be a dick. Because if you're a dick, nobody wants to know you.
Don't point a flash gun in the lead singer's face. That's a good way to be very popular very quickly.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Oh, in fact, yeah, there is one other thing. If you are shooting a gig, always respect the security staff. Not because they're the ones that will throw you out, but just because they've got a job to do as well. So if the gig is first 3 songs, no flash, respect that. Don't try and push for a 4th song. You know, just go with what's on offer.
Diamonds, I know you are home. You rob my poor pockets.
The best way to contact me at the moment is through Facebook. I put a few images up after every Strummercamp. I put links onto the Strummercamp group, so anyone can get hold of me there. The chances of my being available are quite slim. I'll probably be several thousand miles away, but who knows? You know, we might. If someone wants to commission me to do some work in either the Democratic Republic of the Congo or possibly quite soon Sierra Leone, I'm all ears.
You go to the best places, you really do.
I get all the. Hey, I was in Myanmar in Rakhine in February. I get all the best gigs, you know. Right.
Okay, Kenneth, if people wanted to commission you, get hold of you.
Yes, I will work for money, I will work for food. I have a mortgage, so I have no choice, I need to work. But yeah, I mean, in terms of contact me, I do have a website, kennybrown.co.uk. Instagram's probably one of my main social medias because I'm a photographer and it is a visual platform, so Kenny Brown Photo. But I also have the Facebook page as well, just Kenny Brown Photography, as well as my own, just Kenny Brown. So yeah, happy for people to email me, phone me, you know, or send me a message on any one of the social media platforms. Like John, I'll sort of create a folder of images, and over the next sort of week or so, once those images have been I'll do the edit on them. Once that's done, I'll then upload it to the sort of Strummercamp Facebook page, and people can then if they want to tag themselves in it, share it. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that as well. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, to wrap it up, and I just want to say thank you once again for another wonderful Strummercamp. Goodbye to everybody until next year. Stay safe, stay well, don't be a dick. And if you want to see this, make sure that you go to YouTube or go to jamesphotography.co.uk and check out this man's work, because hey, it's all good stuff. You've got to share the love, people. Always share the love. Till next year. Cheers.
Right, you've got to do better than that now, John.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I can follow that. So yeah, thanks again. Always a joy to come to Strummercamp. I hope I'll be coming for a long time. I certainly intend to be here next year, and I hope to see everybody there as well. So yeah, stay safe, stay well, and see you next year.
The devil take my soul. Oh, the cuckoo.
Do you mind if I do it again next year?
Just got to keep dragging his back.
She never drinks water. She always drinks wine. She always drinks wine. She always